Dam breach in the town of Beckett. So it's a simulation, okay? The scenario is after a crisis where the town of Beckett has recently had a dam breach its walls and take out a large section of the community. Although thankfully there are no casualties or fatalities, there is little warning from the town, and emergency management teams have not shown up on site yet. The north section of town is without power and cut off by roads. It's only reachable by boat or helicopter. Townspeople are understandably upset. Michael is the chair of the Board of Selectmen and is responding to the concerns at a press conference at the town hall. Michael Avery.
Thank you all for coming tonight. We've all been through a rough day today, and thankfully nobody was hurt or worse. It could have been really bad. As you all know, or maybe some of you from the press don't know, Center Pond Spillway, which is in the main section, a higher elevation of town, and the dam became overfull, and due to extensive rain and snow melt, a section of the dam was breached. There's been extensive property damage and loss of livestock in North Beckett, which is a lower lying section of town. At this point, we want to assess how we can get to the remaining people who are stranded at their homes and in their vehicles and who cannot reach town because the roads and other means of egress are not available. We have patrol boats that are being aided by the helicopters from Westover Air Base and Chicopee Air Base. The Air Force and Army National Guard are on standby. The governor is about to make that call to activate him. We've been in touch. He just needs to establish whether this is a state of emergency. All the children in the Beckett Washington School, which is in that section of town, were evacuated prior to the dam breach. All accounted for and have been returned to their families. So thankfully, nobody is being reported missing or lost. I repeat, nobody at this time has been reported missing or lost. We are aware of the power outages. At this time, we don't have any ETA. It's just unclear when power will be restored. The roads are inaccessible, and we really don't know if they're underneath water, if the road's totally washed out, or if they've sustained structural damage. So we'll wait for the water to recede, the Army Corps of Engineers and the Highway Department to assess that damage. Then we can get the electrical lines back into town and restore power as soon as possible. This may be a long road ahead of us. It might be a lot of work here. I and the other selectmen would at this time like to thank the men and women of Beckett Volunteer Fire Department and the Beckett Police Department for the actions today. Officer Miller especially for her rescue of an elderly citizen who couldn't get out of her house on her own. And thank you to Fireman Owens, whose swift water rescue training was utilized today in saving a trapped dog from a newly created island when Yoakum Brook swelled over its banks on Mr. Willoughby's farm. So that was quite dramatic as well. I don't think I'm magnifying the issue by saying the extent of the damage and the quickness that this disaster happened. It is a testament to our emergency workers and first responders that nobody was in fact killed. And let's just give them all a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. The town hall and the post office are serving as shelters for those displaced by the flooding. We will have more updates as they occur. Now I will take questions from the press and town people. Anybody? Yes. Anybody? Yes, sorry.
Why can't the power be magnified and restored sooner?
Well, the power, there's just no way at this point, plus the downed wires are in the water, which would cause electrocution of folks and the linesmen themselves if they were to bring that power back on. So we really have to just wait this out. The breach has seceded for now. There is still water flowing downhill towards the affected area, and it's just going to take probably a few days, they think. So at that time, we'll be able to reassess when the power will be restored. Sorry for that. Yes, thank you. Marty.
Yes, Michael, my business was lost in the flood, I lost everything, insurance doesn't cover flood damage, what am I supposed to do?
At this time, we're asking folks to contact FEMA. We don't have FEMA on site directly, but we have our town clerk has the information. FEMA can be reached through the 1-800 number, and your business insurance, whatever that doesn't cover, there will be some monies available, because at this time, the governor is gonna declare a state of emergency and FEMA will be enacted, so it will take time, but there'll be some recompense for you on that. I'm sorry for the loss of your business. Any other questions? Yes. Sir, I forgot your name. Are you from the Eagle?
Yes.
All right.
Why did the dam break? What was wrong?
The factors that led up to it, and we did notice it not in a timely fashion that we would have liked, but we were able to evacuate people and get the word out, and that attributes to not the lack of the loss of life. But Center Pond does have a spillway there, and ordinarily it's fine. It just water laps over and everything takes care of itself. But in this case, there was just so much snowfall all at once in that big 2-foot snowstorm recently, and then the heat today melted everything so quickly, and the rain in the past few days all combined into a perfect storm to cause that spillway to just collapse. The water underneath the dam seems to have eroded the dirt underneath it, so we'll have to rebuild. Thank you. It looks like that's all the time we have for questions. Thank you, Mr. Emergency Management Leader. Thank you.